Power Blade 2 is one of the most overlooked action games on the NES. As one of the last games to come out on the system, quantity for this game is limited. Add to that the fact that it was published by Taito, you know, this Taito, and it's easy to see why this is one of the most sought after and most expensive games for the system. Oh. I mean, I can review this too. The Nintendo World Championship cartridge is so desired that anyone who gets their hands on one has to make a video about it. So, here we are. I would make the obvious jokes like, this game sucks, you only get to play for 6 minutes, or why not just buy full versions of all 3 games for a fraction of a percentage of the cost? But I won't. What's important is the significance that this game has from a historical perspective, and what value collectors ascribe to these cartridges because of their historical importance. Following the cultural success of 1989's The Wizard, but before Fred Savage's failed attempts to relocate his futon into Kelly Ripa's dressing room, Nintendo fans and executives both began to ponder staging an actual video game tournament. In 1990, Nintendo made this dream a reality by hosting the Nintendo World Championships. A series of city championships were held in 29 cities across the United States. Winners from these local contests made their way to PowerFest 1990, held at Universal Studios in Hollywood, California. It was here that the winners of the city championships competed against each other in the World Championship, playing truncated, altered versions of Super Mario Bros., Rad Racer, and Tetris. There were 3 age groups, and the winner of each received a $10,000 US savings bond, a 1990 Geo Metro, a 40-inch television, and a gold-painted Mario trophy. In an unsanctioned playoff, the 3 winners competed against each other, with Thor Ackerland besting Jeff Hansen and Robert Whiteman. I interviewed Thor at last November's Retro GameCon, but the conversation wasn't funny, so I didn't use it. Here's how it went. What's the hardest you've ever tried to achieve a goal? Nintendo World Championships broke new ground. The 1990s saw the creation of subsequent gaming tournaments, many hosted by Nintendo, such as Blah 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 Stroke My Dick. Some would argue that this early influx of public competitiveness in gaming paved the way for professional leagues, even to the point where esports are now being considered by the International Olympic Committee for upcoming events. With such historical and cultural significance, it should be easy to understand the appeal of an NWC cartridge to collectors, but unfortunately their reasons are far less admirable. Despite its place within gaming lore, the NWC cartridge has been reduced to a yardstick for dick measuring. Although many do recognize the history behind their cartridges, they quickly shift gears and brag about how much they spent on it or how few cartridges there are available in the world. Rather than an artifact to be cherished and appreciated, it is instead exploited on social media to promote the persona of its owner. Because of this, the NWC has become vastly misunderstood, with many questioning its practicality rather than embracing its importance to the community. They view it as akin to stadium events, another game that people unfairly criticize for having bad gameplay at an exorbitant price, while completely ignoring its rarity and circumventing any mention of the game as a tangible artifact from a time when Nintendo dominated the entire market. With all that being said, this game is still only for the most hardcore of collectors. It's something to strive for at the end of your collecting journey, when you have successfully filled your shelf with all the necessities that you have been peer pressured into buying, but still need something to set your shelfie apart on Instagram. Then eventually you sell it, because you realize you have real responsibilities that no amount of Facebook likes will fix. Or something. Fuck this game, I just want to play something good.